all. I thank you for joining us today. So you know that we are going to talk about CFP certification and how CFP as a program, as a certification helps you in your career in BFSI. So yes, over the next 1 hour, we are going to talk a lot about CFP, the curriculum, the benefits, the advantages, the growth, everything. Uh, a few ground rules that I would like to set for the day. One, please put all yourselves on mute, or admin, if you can put everybody on mute, please put everybody on mute. At the end of the webinar, we will unmute everybody. We can talk to each other. We can ask questions. I'm here to answer uh, every single question that comes today. That's a promise. But then putting all of you on mute will ensure that uh, we have a very smooth webinar flow. So yeah, so good to go. We will begin now. One second. Yeah. While the webinar goes on, if you have queries, you can write in the chat. I would be looking at the chat as well. Okay, somebody is saying no audio. Ashok, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if no, I can see Sanjeev Nigam. Yes, a couple of them are saying yes. It's saying I'm audible, but couple of them saying no, I'm not audible. So then you can probably check your system once because I'm audible to almost everybody else. Okay, so let me begin. Let me begin by introducing the institution that I take care of, institution that I'm representing. So I am from ICOFP, International College of Financial Planning. ICOFP has been the pioneers in CFP education. We were one of the key driving forces, rather the driving force, the singular driving force which brought CFP education to India. So all the way from FPSB USA, bringing the FPSB USA board to India, setting up the board here, and then bringing the curriculum, making the curriculum, a lot of other stuff. All those the efforts of inception and creating that program in India were done by the institution that I represent, and I'm privileged to be here for that. So let's begin the talk that we are here for. Why CFP is something which is very critical, something which is kind of a must-have. It's not a frill. It's not an add-on certification. It's kind of a must-have. It becomes very critical to your identity, your kind of recognition, your performance, and a lot of other things in the financial industry. So give me a second. I have a few quick charts. Let me just read it. Yeah, now clear. Perfect. Perfect. So all of you, and I believe majority of you come from a decent experience from financial industry, maybe 5 years, 10 years, or more than 10 years. Maybe some of you maybe 20, 30 years, or maybe even more experience than us. But one thing that all of us will agree is that financial services as an industry is highly, highly competitive. This is a world where there is cutthroat competition, and the Me Too doesn't work here. So when I say Me Too, I essentially mean to say that somebody else is a graduate, I am also a graduate, that will not help me here. Somebody else is an MBA finance, I am also an MBA finance, will not help me here. I actually need to stand out. So how do I plan to stand out? That becomes very critical. What are the key elements which will make me stand out? Yeah. So of course, financial industry is a knowledge-driven business. It's a knowledge-driven business, right? So that means you need to constantly work on your knowledge. You will have to constantly upgrade yourself. You will have to upskill yourself. You will have to upskill yourself, right? So that's one thing that we all understand. When your clients talk to you, what are the few things that they expect from you? So imagine that you go to a doctor. Let's say there are two doctors next to each other. One doctor is just writing an MBBS, or he had just written Dr. XYZ, and a doctor next door He has MBBS, MD, MS, FRCS, this, that, lot of other degrees written on the board. Now what happens? Who becomes more trustable? Performance will be secondary, but who becomes more trustable? Probably the one who has credentials to prove. So similarly, when you translate the same example into financial industry, you will relate to the fact that yes, credentials play a very important role. And your credentials are primarily comprising of your education that you have, your certifications that you have, the kind of learning and knowledge that you have acquired, the skill set that you have built over a period of time, over the years, and the kind of clients that you carry. Your clients are your biggest evangelist. Your clients are, I mean, nothing can beat a client who goes and says that, yes, you are a good advisor, or you are a good financial expert, right? So these are five key elements to build your uh, reputation or recognition in the financial domain. Now, as I was saying that one needs to stand out. So if you have to stand out, how do you build these five core pillars, these five elements as your strength, as your expertise? That's what we are going to talk today. So financial industry is full of career options, starting right from retail banking, going to financial planning, financial advisory. A lot of us are even setting our own businesses. We are setting up fintech startups. We are setting up our own financial advisory firms. We are becoming investment advisors. So the options are multiple. And the more the options, the more is the competition, the more intense is the competition, right? Because what happens, all these industries where people work, over a certain period of time, they come out, then they start their own. So that means the competition keeps multiplying every day. So a few key facts that that's there, a very well-researched fact collated together. You can Google and you can find this fact. Even FPSB validates these facts, these numbers, these stats on their own platform, on their own site, and all other places. Yeah. So the first thing is, when you interact with the customer, how does the customer perceive you? How does the customer look at you, or what customer expects from you, right? So there is a study which says that 86% of the clients prefer to talk to, yeah, this is, can I request admin to probably disable scribbling by everybody else? Because this will break the flow of the presentation. We can always discuss, we will talk to you, we will ask you, we will learn from you, that's fine. Yeah. So 86% of the clients prefer an advisor who has some certification. Some certification means a certification which is a valid certification, a valid education program, right? So that's one. 81% of the clients prefer those financial advisors who are the experts of all the domains, all the key financial products which as a customer you invest in. So not that somebody, so let's say me, if I want an insurance product, insurance agent may sell me a product, that's fine. But then I would prefer to deal with somebody who is probably well versed with other products too. Yeah, so that's 80% of the people feel like that, right? And 90% of the customers, 90% of the consumers say that certifications is very important. Certifications are very critical. That's one of the most trustworthy factors, right? So meaning to say that customers expect you to have certain qualifications, certain standards, right? So the CAP program, the CAP as a certification, as a program, helps you reach to that standard. So CAP is a gold standard program. We all know that it's a mark of excellence in the personal finance and financial planning domain. That's the world's topmost certification, So over the years, almost close to 20 years now in India, they have year on year, they have built experts. They have created experts. CFP as a program has created experts and created names who are known in the industry for building this, building their own brand in the financial advisory and the investment advisory space. The point is how you can be that brand. Yeah. So how CFP can help you doing that. So CFP now in the new program, in the new curriculum. So most of you would be knowing that CFP has gone for a program change this year. From June only, the CFP program curriculum, the framework has changed, and FPSB had launched this program in India, the new program in India with us, with ICFP to begin with. So in the new curriculum, the program comprises of 4 levels. This is a level-wise program now: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So all these 4 levels, what happens now is it gives you an exit at any level, and then it gives you certifications at each level too. That makes it a 4-in-1 certification program. That means within the same program, you end up getting 4 certificates, right? So that multiplies the benefit of this certification. That probably makes it world's only 4-in-1 certification program. So CFP as a certification is valid in 27 countries across the world. It brings you all the, now in the new curriculum, it has global content, it has India specific content. So it is a very good balance of what you are supposed to study in personal finance from a global perspective, from an Indian local market perspective. Yeah, so that makes it truly good in the new curriculum as well. Coming to the experience of people who have qualified CFP, who have done CFP, who are qualified CFPs now, what they have to say, right? What are their observations? What are their experiences, right? So 37% have reported, so that's close to 40%, have reported that they could get either a promotion or an increment, or they started their own practice. That means somewhere their graph went up. Yeah. So that's almost 40% of people saying that their graph went up. Close to 57% say that their client base grew up. So client base meaning to say, so let's say I'm an advisor and I was having 100 clients. So in a year's time, my client base grew up at least by 2x. That's close to 60%, right? Close to 63% again saw their income growing up in 12 months. So that's largely dependent on, because my client base grew, my I got a promotion, or I started my own business. That means my business income or the salary income grew up. Can I request again, whosoever is trying to scribble on the board, please avoid this. Admin Ashok or Kanaya, can you disable scribbling for everybody, please?
Yes, doing.
Yeah, or please, otherwise else find out who is scribbling. Please remove the participant. One person cannot spoil the session for everybody. Yeah. So then coming to the other stats. So 72% of people who are qualified CFPs, who have done CFPs, have reported saying that the client satisfaction has gone up. The clients are far more trusting them. The clients are far more happy with them, right? Close to 90% have said that the self-life of the customer has increased and the LTV has increased. So self-life and LTV, I'll try to explain you. Self-life is, so a customer coming to you, and if the customer remains with you for, let's say, 5 years or 3 years or 4 years, so that's the self-life of a customer. Now the self-life has increased from, let's say, 3 years to 5 years. So that's a significant increase. And when the self-life increases, what happens? Your relationship value increases. Yeah. The LTV of a customer, LTV is lifetime value. Lifetime value is for the period that the customer remains with you, how much business he gives you. That's LTV. That's lifetime value. So the lifetime value of a customer went up. So earlier, from the same customer, in the lifetime of the customer, you were earning, let's say, 100 rupees. Now you are earning probably 120 rupees. So that's a significant increase in the business. Yeah. Can I again request, please stop scribbling on the slides. Ashok, can you find and can you disable scribbling?
It's taking little time. I'm doing this.
Yeah, please. Okay, now coming, we have what? So what did we see? We see the customer's experience. We saw the CFP, the people who qualified, the professionals like you and me, our experience. Now let us look at the employer's experience. The companies, the firms who employ CFPs, what they felt, right? So there also we see a significant increase in the client satisfaction, significant increase in the customer engagement, significant increase in the under management of each of these qualified CFP professionals, significant downfall in the client complaints, right? So that essentially means that this program as a whole is something which has given value to the customer, to you, and to the employer. So it's a win-win for all three. Your customer is happy, you are happy because you are earning more. Customer is happy because your customer is getting a better advice. He is probably finding a more trustable face, a more bankable person. Yeah. So your customer is happy because he is finding a more bankable person, a more trustable person. At the same time, your employer, if you're working with some investment firm or some investment advisory firm, your employer is happy because their business is going up, their client grievances are going down. That's probably the kind of scenario that we all look forward to. So let me quickly tell you what the new curriculum looks like. As I was saying you that there are 4 levels in the program. So what exactly those 4 levels are, how this curriculum looks like. So the program is broken into 4 levels: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So level 1 is investment specialist, where the focus is more on the investment side, the mutual funds, the stock markets, the funds, the debt products, the fixed income products. So here, what you learn is primarily the curriculum typically revolves around all the key investment products, making you an investment specialist. The moment you clear your level 1 exam, you are given an FPSB certification as well, which was not there in the previous curriculum. So what happens now, after each exam, level 1 exam, the moment you clear, you get level 1 certification, which says FPSB registered investment specialist, right? So kind of what happens within CFP certification, now you are getting a level 1 certification, investment specialist certification as well in the first. Now, level two is about retirement and tax planning. So primarily the tax planning part you study here, that's the half of the curriculum, and the retirement planning is half of the curriculum, the wealth building and retirement planning. So the moment you clear level 2, again, what you get here is retirement and tax specialist certification. That's again an international certification you get from FPSB, right? So likewise, level 3, you get risk and legacy. Level 4 is the final CFP certification. So by the time you end up doing taking these 4 exams, you are there with 4 international certifications in your kitty, right? Now that builds credibility when you say that I have these 4 international certifications and I have learned in these programs too, because CFP, as even in the new curriculum, as I said, it has a lot of global elements too, right? So investment, when you study about investment, so you study a lot about international investment products too, and then you study about what is there in the Indian context. Yeah, so it's a highly focused program. The content is super specialized. At each of the levels, you get exit routes and you get certifications, making it probably the best program that you can think of in the BFSI or the personal finance domain. The question is, so okay, so even if it's the best program to do, then who can do it, right? So is it for all? Yes, honestly, it's for all. So starting whether you are a student and you just want to learn you want to get deeper into personal finance, or you want to build your career later somewhere down in personal finance, yes, it's for you. Whether you are maybe an engineer or maybe a retired professional, or we have a lot of people coming from army background who come and do the program. I mean, some close to, I would say 5-6% of our students have been from army background. We have a lot of engineers coming and doing it. We have a lot of BFSI professionals. They comprise of close to 60% of this domain. Other working professionals, retired professionals who want to get into financial advisory space and build it as a business. Then equally the teachers from the commerce and the finance background, they love it. Love it because it's a short-term program. They can quickly do it rather than spending 2-3 years in doing a program. Two, because it's the global international certification, so they get to build their credentials. Three, because there is a lot to learn as well. Yeah, so it's for everyone. Typically, yes, it's for everyone. So yes, how to study, where to study, that's the first question that comes to your mind. So coming to ICOAP, so as I said, we were the people who brought CFP education to India. We are India's first and largest education provider. Close to 80% of CFP education space, CFP market share is still with us. We have the privilege of developing the most comprehensive CFP course materials in India, even with the new curriculum, wherein other education providers might be just limited to teaching. We went ahead and we have created some amazing comprehensive CFP course material that again, I'm going to share with you right now. Yeah. So the modes of study, classroom in the current context, in the current situation when you have lockdown and yes, the campuses are not allowed to open, so it's not working. Otherwise, we have campuses in Delhi and Mumbai, beautiful campuses where our the faculties with decades of experience teach there physically in the classrooms. Virtual is probably the best thing to do at this moment, and not this moment, rather at any time. Why? Because virtual saves your time of travel. Virtual is, and the best part is virtual classes are also delivered by the same faculty who teach in the classroom, right? So the same faculty. So virtual classroom, we keep saying that it's more like we coming in your right at your place, right in your office, right at your home, teaching you. That's the kind of virtual model we have. It's a highly interactive way of teaching. It's not one way, it's an interaction that happens. You have question, answer, mock test, everything happening virtually. So it's a very rich model of delivery that we have built on. And the third one is e-learning. E-learning is more of a self-paced program, wherein we give you the content, the recorded videos, the content, the books, and all the other stuff, and then you are supposed to go it on your own. So it's more of made for people who have decades of experience from the financial industry, and they feel that yes, I can do it on my own. But otherwise, virtual is probably the best study mode to look at. One, because it brings a very personalized teaching from the faculty. Two, it happens online, so you can do whenever and wherever you are. Three, it's a weekend program, so it saves your time and you can comfortably do it. So yes, coming to the CFP content, the program that we teach for CFP. So as I was saying, we have succeeded in building India's most comprehensive study materials for CFP education, starting right from concept books. So CFP, when you do CFP in the new curriculum, FPSB also gives you books. But then those books are accessible online only. You can't download those books. You can't read those books offline. You can't save those books online. You can't print them, right? So teaching online on a platform, on a book, and scrolling through pages, that's always a challenge. All other education providers other than ICFP, there are quite a few other education providers in that remaining space, but then they are still limited to just teaching you online, and then they ask you to refer to for the books and the study materials at FPSB. Whereas the way that we have gone ahead and the way where our team, where our faculty members have built their strength is, we have developed our own content, right? So when you come to study with us, you get CFP concept books. So concept books are books that you get to study, physical books, yeah? Then you have workbooks. So whatever we teach, after that you need to practice too, right? So for practice, you get exclusive workbooks, right? Then there are group projects, because CFP is not typically a kind of a graduation program or something, right? So it needs, it is a practical program. It needs to be delivered in a very practical, experiential way. So that's why it involves group projects where we do groups, we do a lot of group project interventions, and so that you learn with, you get kind of a peer learning within the group. All this, you get supported with preview videos, review videos. So these are the videos given to you pre-class and post-class. So meaning to say that, let's say you are doing a class virtually. Now the faculty teaches you online. Whatever the faculty teaches you online, you get that in the video form too. right? So that means that gives you a space to revise those concepts. Even if you do a class online, you can revise it at any point of time, whenever you wish. Yeah. So those video supports are there in your learning management platform too. Then you get online mock tests, you have assignments, you have doubt clearing sessions, exclusive doubt clearing sessions. Now, this is something that I like to focus on, because now CAP exams are going to be once in a month only. Once in a month only. So there are 5 days window which are there for CAP exams every month. So that's in the uh, third week of every month. 5 days window, Wednesday to Sunday. Now, before those exams happen, our faculties do an exclusive doubt clearing session with those students who are taking that exam in that month, right? So helping you to prepare for that exam, helping you to be ready to take on that exam. It's not like teaching you and saying that, okay, now you try your luck with the exam. It's like, yes, enabling you actually to take the exam and pass it, crack it. Then because it's, as I said, it's a lot of a practical element that we bring in. So it has case studies. We invite the experts from the industry for guest lectures in the classes. So somebody like Dhruv Mehta, Lovai Navlakhi, I mean, people to that kind of a brand, people to that kind of name, they coming in, and Arun Thukral, the ex MD of Axis Securities, people of that kind of name coming and doing guest lectures, sharing their experiences, teaching you something. Yeah. So overall, what I'm trying to say is the CFP for us is not a program. It's something which, one, helps you become a qualified professional. Two, it gives you a very practical learning. Three, at the same time, it prepares you to crack the exam. It's not like just teaching and leaving you to try your luck with the exam. Yeah, so that's where ICFP has built an expertise on. So FPSB fees, this is the schedule of fees for FPSB. If you want to do CFP, the FPSB registration fee is $165. This is valid for 1 year. Then the FPSB books, as I said, FPSB has made it mandatory this time to opt to go and subscribe to content, subscribe to books which are offered by them, right? There is no option to it. You have to mandatorily buy it. And that's for $60, $60 at each of the levels and $120 at the final level. So right now you can consider it $60 because you will go for level 1 first. So $60 is what you will have to invest. Ashok. Ashok.
Yes, sir.
Can you please see what is this happening? And whosoever it is, my sincere request to you is to please stop scribbling. If you have queries, we can talk one-to-one. If you are our competitors, we can talk one-to-one. Please understand that there are 100 odd people coming here, spending 1 hour of time. Yeah. So if you want to do, let's say level 1, so you will have to buy just level 1 content. Level 2 you will buy later. Yeah. So that's the way it is structured. Similarly, the exams are also level wise. So if you go for level 1, you have to pay just level 1 exam fee, which is $61. Level 1 to 3 is $61 each. Level CFP final level is $122. Ashok, can you please see who is this?
Yes, sir. Yeah, please, sir, take my call.
Yes, Ashok.
Sir, sir, unmute yourself, please.
Hi Rajesh, please unmute yourself. We cannot
Sir, you
hear
are
you.
muted.
Mr. Rajesh, please unmute.
Sir, please unmute yourself.
Ashok, I have unmuted myself now. I was not able to unmute myself. The screen was frozen.
Can hear
Anyways,
you now.
am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
very much.
Yeah, yeah. Ashok, you please try finding out who is this.
Sir,
Okay, so
you
let's-
can disable this at your end only.
Okay, let me carry forward the presentation. I'll see at the end. Okay, because there are just a couple of slides left. I do not want to waste anybody's time. Okay, so so as I was saying, so after $165, you have $60 as the FPSB content fee, then $61 at the exam fee. The CFP certification comes at the end. For that $120 per annum, that's the end of it. Coming to ICUFP, so the way the program happens is you enroll with ICUFP first, you start studying, you prepare yourself. Only when you are prepared, you are confident, then yes, you can register at FPSB board and then you can take the content, because content is mandatory with them. Otherwise, we would have given you enough of content when you come to us. So you will already get enough of content to study. So you are prepared, then you get the content there, and then you pay the exam fee, and then you are there to take the exam, right? So that's what the model is. Now coming to CFP study fees, education fees at ICUFP. So as I said, I have classroom, virtual, and e-learning. Classroom as of now is not functional, so leave that part. Virtual is functional. You can enroll with us level wise, level 1, level 2, level 3, the way you want, or you can enroll for all these put together, bundled together, because it becomes very cost effective for you. It brings you a heavy discount for you because bundled cost is much lesser. That overall, if you go level wise, then it costs you in the virtual mode, it will cost you somewhere around 55,000, whereas in 4-in-1, if you combine everything and come together, it will cost you just 37,500 rupees. So that's a decent saving for you. Similarly for e-learning as well. Yeah. So you end up saving a good, that's one. One excellent thing that we have for CFP education, exclusively that we have for CFP education is, and this is something where probably a lot of my competitors also fail because they do not have this. And then, so this is where we have the easy EMI option for CFP education, right? So what you have to do is you just need to pay 5,000 rupees and enroll. The balance comes in easy installments for 6 months, and that's interest-free installments, 0% interest installments for next 6 months. Yeah. So we have exclusive loan arrangements, student loan arrangements, and everything to facilitate this for you. So easy options. Anybody can enroll anytime. You can enroll, right? If CFP makes sense to you, if you have been thinking of doing CFP all the while, if what we spoke today makes sense to you, then go for it. Enroll ASAP, because if you enroll today, you have some exclusive add-on discounts there too. My team is there. They will reach out to you if in case you want add-on discounts for today, if you want to avail the add-on discount for today. So because that discount is only for today, so they will talk to you. They will help you if you want to. So you can note down the numbers if you want to enroll today, if you have to enroll today, but don't miss out the offer because this exclusive pricing is only for today. So note down the numbers for Delhi and Mumbai, call either of the numbers, connect with our team. My team will be more than happy to help you enroll today, get the offer that that I just mentioned, this exclusive pricing which is much lesser than this, and then the what do you call, the easy EMI option too. Yeah, so go for it. CFP is something which can change your career, change your career path. So that's all from my side. I think I have given enough of time for the gentleman to do this scribbling. So I'm disabling it, and let's now have one-to-one conversation. I would be more than happy answering your questions. You are free to ask questions on CFP program, curriculum, careers, whatever you want, and let's interact. Ashok, if you can unmute everybody. My only request is when you ask questions, just say your name and tell your question, please.
And
Hi,
now
Rajesh.
anyone can unmute themselves.
Hi, Rajesh. My name is Naveen.
Yeah.
Am I
Hello, sir.
audible to
Hello.
you, Rajesh?
Yeah, Naveen ji, go on.
All right. So, Rajesh, I have a couple of questions. My first question is that what is the passing benchmark to clear every level?
Okay. So, Naveen ji, FPSB board, as I said, in the new curriculum, they have done everything, the level wise and all, they have met this time only. So as of now, they have not declared the passing percentages, right? So what they are going to do is the first exam is going to be conducted, has been already conducted in August, right? There was some technical failure, so that's why the exam has been rescheduled for tomorrow. So after the first exam passing the scoring percentages, they are going to arrive at certain percentiles, and then only they will be declaring the passing percentages. Yeah, so as of now,
So
the passing percentage is not clear. You have to be probably in the top 60-70% to be passing the exam.
All right. My second question is that from an Indian, financial standard perspective, anybody that who wants to become an authorized mutual fund agent, that
Right.
person is entitled to clear the 3 level to get the proper license, if my understanding is correct. So does this, the moment that somebody clears all 4 level of CFP, will that person also eligible to sell the mutual fund and get the commission, or does that
So
person again need to qualify for those exams?
yeah, so CFP as of now is not linked to your AMFI or IID or other certifications. FPSB is working on that. That's a completely different subject altogether. As of now, no, it's not linked. After qualifying CFP, if at all you want to,
Hello.
if at all you want to have insurance license or mutual fund or other stuff, then you will have to qualify those respective exams.
So it's both are different bodies at this moment, right?
At this moment, yes.
All right. Also, can you just let me know that when are you expecting to start the classroom, studies? Is any plan as of now?
So Naveen ji, see, we as an institution are ready. The only thing is we need to get government's mandate that yes, now we are allowed to open, right? But then trust me, our virtual, so our experience of delivering virtual, it's something which has been great. I won't say great only because we have delivered in the last 5-6 months. Virtual is something that we have been doing for last 10 years, right? So we have been teaching virtual for last 10 years. Our faculty members are equipped to teach virtually. So the content has been made in that way. So virtual is always a good choice to do. Moreover, at maybe a month later or 2 months later, whenever we are allowed to open, we will always be back in the classroom as well.
Fine. Thank you, Rajesh. I think it answered my all the question. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Sir, myself Raj here.
Yeah, Raj.
Sir, I was asking that what will be the time frame from all for all the exams and for the final level of the exam? Like, is there any gap between 2 exams, or it will be conducted?
Okay. So as I said, there are each month there are going to be 5 days for exams, right? You can take the exams level wise. So, but then in any order. So you can take level 2 exam first, also level 1 exam later also. That's also acceptable. But as of now, only level 1 is launched. Level 2 has been just launched last week only. So as of now, you have only level 1, level 2. Level 3 is yet to be launched. Level 4 is yet to be launched. Right.
Okay.
So the idea would, what we advise you is to take level 1, 2, 3, 4 in this order only.
Yeah.
All put together should ideally take around 6 months time, not more than that.
Okay.
The registration is valid for a year. So even if you want to extend it by a couple of months, that space is there. You can always do that.
Okay. Thank you.
I have one query. This virtual lessons, what is the timing?
So virtual, we have different batches. We have multiple batches running, Rajiv ji. We start right from morning 10 and the last batch is up to evening 6, which ends at 8. right? So we have multiple batches happening. One batch comprises of close to 30 odd participants, not more than 30. So that the class is very interactive, highly interactive, right? So depending on the class available, the slot available, we fit you in the slot. And that is always where we can look at if you have a preference for a time slot.
What is the time for each lecture?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
That is on Saturdays and Sundays only.
Saturdays and Sunday, yeah.
What kind of support is available for the e-learning courses?
Hello, sir. My question. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Rajeshri, can I ask a question? This is Jamin.
Yeah, Jamin, please.
Yeah, so my question is, what kind of support is available for someone who has signed up for the e-learning course?
Sir, is
And
there
the
placement assistance? Sir,
question is,
placement assistance.
Okay, so e-learning is, as I said, e-learning is more of a self-paced program, right? Where you need to learn, you need to.
Sir, what is the placement assistance from ICFP?
I was saying that e-learning, as I said, is more of a self-paced program, right? So we will give you the content to study. You have to study on your own. For the faculty support, when it comes, we give you an exclusive, chat support and a link support where the faculty remains connected with you. If you have queries, you can write to him; they'll reply you. But the classroom support is not going to be there. If you want to meet and virtually be taught by the faculty, that's not going to be there in e-learning.
okay, and just a follow-up question. So if at any point of time, if we feel to upgrade to the virtual
Sir, is there placement
model,
assistance from ICFP?
is it possible?
Yeah, it is possible both ways. If you want to upgrade, that's also possible. If you want to downgrade, that's also possible.
Okay. And one more question. Yeah, I'm sorry, just a last question. So for some reason, if somebody is not been able to successfully clear the exams after appearing for it, then what kind of treatment is there? How soon that person can appear for the exams, and how does he still stay connected with the
exams happen every month, right? So this month, if you could not appear at the exam, or if you could not clear the exam, next month you can again take the exam. So within 12 months, you can take the exams whenever you want, but then retaking the exam requires you to pay the exam fee again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thank
Is there any limit?
Hello, my question, please.
No, there was a question. Is there any limit? So within 1 year, there can be 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So by virtue of that, there's a limit that you can take 12 attempts. But
Hello,
then,
Thank you, Rajesh.
if 1 year is over, you can renew your FPSB registration by paying those $165. Then you get 12 months again.
Okay, Rajeshji, I have a question to you. Another question.
Yeah.
I am a graduate. I am not still graduated. I am in final year of Bachelor of Business Administration. How much take to complete the 4 levels for me as a
How much
graduate
time?
student? It will take to complete the 4 levels.
See, you being a student, you have probably the luxury of time to study as of now, right? Which many of the working professionals do not have, right?
Okay.
So you can probably spend more time on studying. So for you, I would say it should be typically around 5 to 6 months, not more than that. 5 to 6 months would be good enough for you to clear all the exams.
Thanks. One more question for you. As you given the audience for the classroom, they're not providing. They are providing the case studies, right? For the
Right.
virtual, you're not providing the case studies. Why? There is any reason?
Right.
Case
So
study project.
you see, classroom, virtual, and e-learning, the way they have been made. So case study is something which requires a lot of one-to-one interventions to be done. Now, doing one-to-one interventions on a virtual platform makes it very time-consuming and makes it very difficult as well. So that's why essentially that's not a part of that virtual package. In the classroom, that's there.
But the case studies are giving only the reviews only, right? Only the possible questions only, right? The case studies giving the outputs only.
No. Case studies are not like a kind of question bank. The case studies that we gonna share with you are the case studies which have been made by our faculties with their own expertise, with very descriptive kind. There would be kind of thesis. Trust me, there would be kind of thesis.
Yeah, okay. I am an Andhra guy that have to travel for the Delhi.
So you should do virtually. You should do virtually, not a problem.
Hello.
Kishore,
Hello?
Kishore, I'm saying you should do virtually. As far as case studies are concerned, we can find ways. Yeah, we'll have to check with my faculties, but we can find ways.
Hello, Rajesh. Manoj this side.
Yes, yes, Manoj.
जैसे कि आपने बताया कि एक मंथ में आप 5 डेज का विंडो एग्जाम लेने के लिए, क्या आप उस 5 डेज के विंडो में चारों एग्जाम एक साथ ले सकते हो? मतलब एक दिन में एक एग्जाम?
Yes, you can do that. You can do that. You have to book that exam intelligently. But as of now, Manoj ji, as I said, सिर्फ level 1 का एग्जाम ओपन है, level 2, level 3, level 4 अभी लॉन्च ही नहीं हुआ है, level 2 तो अभी लास्ट वीक लॉन्च हुआ है. So the exam windows are not open, right? But 5 months later, when all the exam windows are open, all the exam windows are open, then yes, you can do that. एक दिन में चारों papers you can schedule. Yeah.
Hello. Your voice is breaking.
Sorry, I can hear two questions at the same time.
Yeah, Rajesh ji, I was missed you what you were saying about the classroom studies. I am from Andhra Pradesh. That's why I have to travel to Delhi to take the